I mean, he's like country superstar, and there's not a Tim McGraw or anything coming out at the same time.
You know what I kept saying to everybody? It was like, man, who's gonna win? And I was like, you know who's gonna win? Whoever cheats. Whoever cheats the best.
Whoever can buy them.
Yeah, whoever buys most records.
You ever buy your own album?
I mean, I don't, but I know labels do that type of stuff.
In this case, it might be.
I know labels do that stuff, you know. Like, the game is crazy nowadays, man. You know, only thing that's pretty a real indication of what somebody's doing is like ringtones. Like, if you sold 4 million ringtones, you probably really did sell 4 million. I don't think labels are going and buying ringtones. You know?
How much, by the way, can I ask a real quick question? How much do you get for a ringtone?
See, I can't tell, but I can say that I am one of the people that make a lot of money. Like, I don't know what other artists do, but when my contract was getting signed, that was one of the deal breakers on my contract where I was like, nah, I'm not budging on this.
So they don't say, we'll give you 17 cents.
Nah.
You already did the song.
Because the thing about it is, at this point, I knew that, at this point, I think they budged with me because they didn't know that I was going to sell this many ringtones. They had no idea.
Well, how did you know?
But I just knew it was going to be the way of the future. It's kind of like, you know, nowadays, if somebody told me to bet against like the iPhone or something like this, you know, iTunes, I wouldn't, because I know that's where technology's going, you know what I mean? So it was almost the ringtone thing. I was one of the people that was real active online before I signed my deal with Universal. I had like 3.5 million hits on my website, so I was already on the internet stuff. So I was just like, man, this ringtone stuff is gonna be big. Like, and then even with the voice tone thing, I like had to take a majority of the control on that because I was like, it's not fair for you to use my voice. It has not even a record, and you to just sell it.
Save that clip, by the way, of the iPhone iTunes thing. You said that'll make the station another $500,000.
Oh yeah.
Send that MP3
Wave of the future, man. Like, man, back in the day, you used to have like a little Discman or Walkman, and you know, to this day, like in my pocket as we speak. You see what I got? It's not an iPod, it's a Discman. I put a disc in, and
you come from an antique show.
Now,
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Little kids would be on the plane with me, and they'll be like, why would you get an iPod? Like, you know, but to me, it's easier to do that. But back in the days, that's all you used to have. They used to spend your money either on that, a comic book, or a CD. Now they got like transforming phones and all kind of stuff, and I'm like, these kids spend their money on so much that technology is taking over.
Let's talk about Hakeem, man.
Hakeem.
What's your weakness? Is it women? Is it drugs? Is
Man,
it sex?
my weakness is, it ain't none of those. That's crazy. People always say, man, your weakness is, you know, the funny thing is when you get money, it magnifies whatever your weakness is. You know what I'm saying? And I could say,
what are you vulnerable to?
I'm just a workaholic. That's my problem. Like, that's what everybody will tell you is my weakness. Like, I just don't stop working, and I can't. And I try to have vacations. That's why my album is called Ultimate Victory, because it's like, at the end of the album, I take a vacation, because it's like, some of the simpler things is just harder for me to do. Like, something as simple as just eating a sandwich, like people take for granted and stuff like that. Like, they don't even put eating on my schedule. So when I eat a sandwich, I gotta really appreciate it. Like, man, I'm glad to eat this burger. Or laying in my own bed. Like, I'll be during the Sound of Revenge run, I went across the world the whole year and never really got to enjoy it. Like, I went to Hawaii.
Your mind is racing right
Yeah,
now.
I know a lot of people.
It is.
Their whole day schedule is eating, and they don't have time to fit in work.
Yeah, but I'm stuck like that. And then even on, he's funny. But even on a day off, like it was a day off where I sent, like, it was a Memorial Day or something. I sent an email to the whole label, like talking about all the stuff I wanted to do, and it went to everybody, and all of it bounced back. Notifications like, I'm on vacation till, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, nobody's
You on vacation? I thought about it like, damn, everybody's on vacation, and some people didn't even come back for a week after the holidays. I'm like, how can you be off that long? Like, I tried one time, and I was there working the whole time. Like,
if you're bored on vacation, you're a workaholic, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah, man.
I don't think there'd be time for you guys to go square off and bowl.
No.
That's why I'm just now getting to the point in my life where I bowled for the first time. Like, they're like, you never bowled before? You never fished before? It just sounds weird, but
Take
I'm like,
a deep breath, man. Try it.
Nah, I gotta get back to the money, man. I gotta get
$30,000 doing
for real, man. That's how I feel, man.
Hey, you and Paul Wall go way back. People may not know that, probably do, but for those that don't, explain the relationship you and Paul Wall had.
Me and Paul Wall, we grew up together, like, a long time ago. Like, when we were coming up, we just had, like, the dreams of being rappers. But at that time, I wanted to be a basketball player. I didn't want to be a rapper. You know, I used to have the dreams of going to the NBA. So I used to wake up every morning, go play basketball, because that was the only thing my dad really let me do. He didn't like hip-hop like that. So the basketball was right across the street. So I just go out there and shoot every day. And then Paul, he was like, at first, he was like that annoying kid, like, that always keeps coming around, that you can't, like, man, leave us alone, man. And he just kept coming around, like, no, how come I can't play basketball with y'all? And then he'd come and he'd be terrible. You know, then eventually he started teaching himself how to get good. And when we were rapping, me and my brother, he started rapping too. And we're like, man, you can't rap. Like, we were trying to tell him you can't rap. And then he taught it. started hanging around us and he started teaching them how to rap. But at that time, it was harder because it was like, you know, it was like it wasn't as cool for a white kid to be hanging around black kids, and he always just get made fun of. And then when he became cool with us, we started being like, nah, you can't make fun of him. That's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's cool.
So over the years,
under your wing a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We started taking him under our wing, and then Paul started naturally becoming cool. Like it wasn't like, you know, a kind of fake thing where some people just kind of like wear their pants sag on purpose and try to cock their hat a little bit. It was more of a natural thing because he was hanging around us.
So he's real.
Oh yeah, I say he's real. You know.
With the third pick in the 2008 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Chameleon.
The crowd goes wild.
Mr. Stern, that's Chamillionaire.
Man, that would have been dope if I would have went to the NBA. But then I realized, you know, some dreams just ain't meant to be, man. There's people that's faster than me, you know, they dunk on me. And it's crazy because I used my dad's address when my parents were divorced. I was living with my mom, but I used my dad's address because his address, like, I went to that school and it was like more white kids there. And I was starting over there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But when I went to where my mom was living at, man, I went to open gym one time and I looked and I was just sitting in the crowd and it was like this dude that was like 4'2" or something. And he just ran and just dunked on some 6' dude. And I was like, I'm not going to this school, man. I was like, I'll use my dad's dress because I'm going to be sitting on the bench over here, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but, you know, it just wasn't a realistic dream, man. My coach cut me, man, you know what I'm saying?
You think your album is going to debut at #1?
I don't get caught up in that type of
Because
stuff.
everybody else is going to be bought out by the week before, you know. You got 50 and
Yeah, exactly. They got crazy.
Maybe they'll have some
second
money left for you, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully, my goal is just to stay on the road and push it to the full capacity of what it's, you know, able to do, because labels nowadays, they kind of go on like a little 3-week run, 4-week run with albums, and then they just give up, you know. And then the artists, they kind of fall back because they're mad that the label's not doing anything, and it just disappears. But I'm one of the people that just kind of goes the whole ride of the album. Like, if I spent money on it, I'm going to push it until the wheels fall off. Like, think about Riding last time. I had so many remixes. I had an East Coast remix, West Coast remix, New Zealand remix, France remix. Like, I had so many remixes. I really did.
Really?
Like, I had all those remixes, but I pushed it to the max that I could get out of it. People were getting tired of it. I got tired of performing it, but I still kept pushing it. And labels will stop and go on to something else. They're real quick to do that. Like, and we look at a lot of artists that come out, their singles, they jump so much to all over the place because they don't have faith in it. Like, you know, if I put out an album, regardless of what it does, first week numbers or whatever, I'm going to go out there and push it till it's full.
See, we always, even as DJs, we go, you know, in the hip-hop world, if you don't make it week 1, 2, or 3, you're dead. But
Yeah.
your point is you keep plugging away.
Yeah, Akon's album, when his first album was Locked Up and Lonely, I think when it came out, it sold like 15 or 18,000 the first week. That's terrible.
Yeah.
He was platinum, multi-platinum after that.
Yeah.
Because he had hits on there and he kept going. So the industry has got so caught up in first week numbers, and I think that's terrible because there's people that come out and sell crazy first week numbers and still under platinum. There's people that sell weak first week numbers. Like when I first came out, I sold like 130, which is okay, and I went 1.5 million. So it's like I don't get caught up in that type of stuff. I leave that to the industry people.
I want to hear the remix, the
New Zealand remix. I even did one with Akon, an Akon remix too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, it catch me riding dirty. Watch out for the emu.
Hey, you know that was originally a country hook that I had thought up when I made Riding Dirty.
Can you sing that country hook?
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty. I was just playing around.
Dukes of Hazzard.
And then I was like, hold up, this is kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? And then it ended up being a big smash.
A little steel guitar in there.
That would have been hot, man.
Grammy nominated, new album on the way. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
It's called The Ultimate Victory.
In stores.
It's in store today. Thank you so much for coming by, Chamillionaire.
Military man.
With Eddie, Jobo, and Erica. They call him the Mixtape Messiah. We are the Messiah of the Midwest. It all makes sense.
That's what's up.
You are listening to B96. We'll be right back. Man, you're good.
Yeah.